Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you love these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and buy it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing the sportiest version of the already sporty Cartier Roadster. The Roadster S, as seen here, was part of a Roadster line launched in 2002 to great fanfare. Well received by men, it was one of the first Cartier timepieces of the modern era to truly resonate with a male watch enthusiast audience. Phased out at the end of the 2000s, it's still sorely missed by fans of the model, and rare editions such as the scarce and rarely seen S model here remain enthusiast watches par excellence with wearability, versatility, and even a high degree of water resistance. Now the timepiece on my wrist is wearable. My 16 centimeter circumference wrist wears this 46 millimeter lug-to-lug measurement easily. The timepiece is also relatively narrow at 39 millimeters from 9 to 3, not including the crown swell and the crown shoulder. It's a slim watch at only 9.3 millimeters thick with a double-stepped case flank. Remember, a Rolex Daytona is about 12.2 to 12.4 millimeters thick, so this is a slim watch indeed. Now getting a little bit closer, you can see the watch is nicely detailed, and the strap fitted to this model is explicitly sporting in its imagery as well as its intent and function. You can see it's perfectly conformed to the profile of the case, and it matches the neck down of the bezel in black DLC brushed steel. One flows into the other, and you see the imagery of the bracelet. The bracelet does have this staggered link size and alignment with striations down the center to add definition. It is a wonderfully flexible, natural vulcanized rubber. Rubber can be a little bit stiff. Silicone is flexible, but it doesn't wear well over time. This is a flexible rubber, and I adore the combination. You can see on the underside, hollows to remove material allow the wrist to breathe and make the strap more flexible. You'll also note that the striations lead to a minderless system. So you have a wonderful sizing system that requires no clamping by pin or aperture, so it keeps the strap in good condition for resizing. It doesn't gouge it in any way. And then you have a minderless system on the opposite side, so that once you have sized the strap, and you can size it on both sides, you don't cut it so much as you size it, there's no excess strap length flapping in the breeze, nor are there any minder loops to mar the lines. Now, of course, the clasp is based on the famed and pioneering Louis Cartier Edmond Gégère deployant clasp design of 1909. Cartier invented the deployant clasp, and this is an ancestor and descendant of that very first unit, ensuring security on the wrist. All of steel like the watch. The clasp is in high polish, and so is the case. The case design is simple but strong. An arc that flows across the wrist and then tucks down tightly. It wears well on a small wrist, and it's handsome from any angle, with a wonderful automotive taillight-inspired peak to its crown, and a little bit of a fluting around its edge to dazzle like a jewel. There's no traditional Cartier cabochon here. Instead, there's a peak of polished metal. If you've ever seen Dagmar-style bumper extensions on a 1950s Cadillac, you'll also see a secondary inspiration for this imagery. Now, what really sets the S apart from the standard Roadster is that it's stripped down, pared down, cleaner, and sportier, and that starts at the crown, where there's no extension of the case or the magnifier in cabochon form from the date out to the crown. Here we have a clean break between the crown, the lugs, and as you can see, the hoods in DLC steel. So moving inboard, the crown ends, and you have a sharp break, a bezel in DLC steel, acting as a case top surrounding a dial that has all black stylized Roman numerals, and you can see on this dial there is a Cartier secret signature down at 7 o'clock in the V of the 7, and you'll also appreciate the fact that the broadsword hands at center are blackened so they stand out on the silver base, and they are illumined so you can read this sports watch at night. A very sporty take. You can see the outline of the cabochon where it would be the cabochon style magnifier, but again, it's not there to mar the lines of the watch. Monotone date disc with a handsomely faceted and step-down date aperture for an elegant transition from the plane of the dial to the disc. You can see the black disc with the monotone silver print matching the dial, but providing a little bit of an inverse. Rather than black on silver, you have silver on black. Pull the crown out. The watch does feature stop seconds or hacking. Push the crown back in, pull it to the intermediate position. There is a quick set date system, so you can rapidly cycle the date should the watch run down. The watch is 100 meters water resistant, and you'll note that there's a handsome set of striations that circumnavigate the dial and handsomely unite all of the Roman numerals. There's also a nice railroad-style track for the seconds and minutes inboard. Turning it over, not much on the case back, but you can see the much-loved Roadster script, and the case back endowing the watch with 100-meter water resistance, covering a 2892A2, a high-grade automatic 21 jewel from ETA of Grenchen. 42-hour power reserve, smooth bidirectional winding, 28.8 beat rate, stop seconds. You have the quick set date function. It is very slim, allowing this watch to measure less than 10 millimeters thick, and the watch features the Roadster's signature refinement, which was the quick switch system borrowed by IWC later on for the Aqua timers. It allows you to easily denude the watch of its strap. There is a Cartier bracelet available. There's also a Cartier leather strap available, so you can quickly and easily swap straps using the quick switch system, which did, after all, debut on the Roadster in 2002. It's made its way all the way to the Santos and IWC these days, but this is the original and still the best. You can see it and make it yours on the watch box. Take a night drive with the Cartier Roadster S.